Sorry, no lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento. No lo siento. No lo siento. Sorry, no lo siento.
They said stop, drop, kaboom, baby, rub on yo. Some call me Luda Chris, some call me Mr. Wiggles. He really said Mr. Wiggles, huh?
Oh, wait. Yeah, he
One
did
day
say.
I'll start a segment where I clown lyrics. Where we really just sit back and say, like, wow. Like, I'll never forget Big Sean said wobbly, wobbly, wob, wobbly. Like,
wobbly, wobbly, wop.
bro, he said wobbly, wobbly, wob, wobble, wobble.
Wobble like a... Didn't he say, like, wobble like a dog or something?
Probably.
I don't know.
Big Sean is like, it's cool how you put on for the for Detroit, but we're cool off Big Sean. We cool off Big Sean.
I like the green.
What green? Oh, my green.
Yeah, you're green.
That's 2 compliments. And Renee got here.
Oh, yeah. Green is a good color for you.
He was like, oh, that's a new shirt, huh? And I'm like, yeah, it is actually. I just popped the tag. You have to look your best on Sorry No Lo Siento. Well, I do. I don't know about we, but I do.
Wow, that's shade.
I know. I'm saying because you might not care as much sometimes, you know? Or you might not care at all to look good. Some days, in the beginning, I look back at the first few videos, and I'm like, yo, I didn't even do my hair. Hair was all in my face.
Yeah, you did.
Like, it was just like, yo, what was I? No, this is presented to people. I got to sharpen up a little bit.
Oh, I know. I have a hair appointment next month because it's hard with hair with like girls because, you know, it's like everything. I don't know. I'm going to switch it up.
You guys, it's just too much for you guys.
It's too much, but you know, we got to keep the skin
Can
popping.
you get ready in 10, 15 minutes or not?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You're not a real girl.
I know. Did you read Sam's comment? She was like, you're basically a dude or something. Just go on the guys trip. It's true. My boyfriend's friends like me. I'm a likable woman. I get ready quick. I could take 2 hours, but I rather just, you know.
You'd rather not.
Yeah, I'd rather not. Unless it's like a wedding or something.
Usually girls can't get ready quick. I hate a girl that has to get ready when they're going to the grocery store or something real quick. Like, bruh, relax. Put your chanclas on. Put the moño on yourself.
The moño, the Crocs, the white tee, and...
Put the sweats over the jeans. I love me some Latinas with sweats over the jeans, I swear. Eating hot Cheetos at 7 a.m., you know.
Wow. Okay. I see you, Chris.
Oh, man. They're the same ones that be like... Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
Oh, man.
Hey, laptop back on deck. Sound bites back on deck.
Man,
we'll see how long it lasts. I always have to rely on the person that's coming in to assist me to have a laptop in order for me to use my laptop. So we're blessed in us. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Renee. We haven't given a shout out to Renee.
Shout out to Renee.
Renee's been here the last few weeks. The last few weeks he started coming through, and it's just a big help too. I ain't gonna lie, man. Editing video is way more easier now because for a moment I was literally editing it completely myself, and now it's so much better to just have it cut the way it's supposed to be cut during the live set, you know? Yeah. And it's nice having an audience. And he brings his girl. I gave her some headphones today, so she's hearing us.
Oh,
so,
what?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yo, Nicole, we have a good episode today.
We do.
And according to people, you're a cheater.
Yeah. Yo,
Nicole, tell me why I was at work, right? And like yesterday morning, the other day when that reel just went bananas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll get into the reel, but I'm at work and all I see is yo, check IG, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? You sent me screenshots, and when you sent me the screenshot, we were at like 7,000. I mean, I forgot how many views we were at. I think it was 70K.
We were at 16,000 because I think I sent it to you around the same time I sent it to my boyfriend.
And then when I looked on there, because I still didn't hop on, I was at work, so like probably 20 minutes later when I hop on the Instagram, I see that it's at it was already at over 200K. I was like, what happened? Let's see over all these comments. But yeah, according to the people in the comments, they were not subscribing to your opinion.
Yeah. That
feel?
was funny.
That was funny.
You know, it was funny to me. Honestly, if you read the comments, if you go and read the comments, there were some people who had, I don't know, because it doesn't affect me because I know the truth in my life.
Uh-huh.
So, and you could say whatever you want. At the end of the day, I'm living my life and I know what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting because there were some gentlemen who had said, oh, sus or something. And I was like, oh, well, you know, I'm sorry you feel that way. But see, I'm not responding to argue. And so some people, there was like one guy who I had responded to him and he was like, well, that's good. You're not a toxic partner. So what did I learn from that experience? That there are a lot of men out there who expect the worst from women, which is unfortunate. B, are probably cheaters themselves. That's why they jump to point the finger. C, they've been cheated on themselves. And so it's hard for them to believe, you know, that what's the word? Like they have this bitterness towards women. But it's like,
a lot of projecting.
It's all love.
A lot of projecting.
Oh, I did tell someone that. Oh, because there was an individual who wrote a comment and said, oh, she probably lets him go so that she could have guys come over to the house. And it's just like, it's so funny to me because what motivates you to write that when you don't know me? Like it's a few clips put together. Yeah. And so I said, that's not the case. It sounds like you're projecting. I'm sorry if that ever happened to you. And they never responded. But it's like, I'm keeping it real. Like it does sound like you're projecting. And I'm sorry that maybe you've dealt with that, but I'm not trifling and shady like that. I have things to do, like cook and clean and put my man's laundry away and handle. I handle. Like I'm a real woman. Like, but then it comes with age too. They could be young.
They're gonna be in the comments talking about like you do all that and you still get cheated on.
I mean, they probably do. I mean, some people do, but that's their life, you know. Some people like to live in that. Yeah,
I thought it was funny because
I was laughing.
The one you sent me said it just said she be cheating, and I was laughing because that's how I would troll the same way. I would do the same thing on a reel or something. I would be like, yo, she lying. She be doing this. That's how I got blocked by Kaylani and Nikki actually, like doing stuff like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, I'm cool off Kaylani having me blocked, but I want Nikki to unblock me. I can't see Nikki on my Instagram. That's sad. I'm a big Nikki fan, but I'm the same way. So I started laughing because that was funny. But then yeah, I like how you were, you did engage. I wasn't really, because at first I was like, okay, Nicole's kind of replying to everyone. But then when I talked to you, it's just like, I'm just, engaging because it's also, it's engagement on the account. So I'm like, you're right. Just keep going at it. And that was just great. It was great. That was funny.
It was great. Yeah, it was funny. It was interesting to see other women come in and comment.
That's true.
And say, okay, like my man can go out, but if a certain friend goes out, I'm kind of concerned.
Okay, well, since whatever, this is Recalentado, right? We're heating up last week's episode. Since we're on the Recalentado segment, does this do guys? Because you said you don't care if your dude goes on guys trips and all that stuff. Does that change if children are involved? Because right now you're speaking from a perspective of not having a lot of responsibilities as far as children. That so you go ahead, right. go do you, I do me. But if you had a family and kids, does that change the amount of guy trips per year, or does it change anything really?
So him and I have had this conversation because we're like, right now we are kid free. Right. So we are taking advantage of that.
As you should.
That's the plan. And so I'm like, go golf, go do what you want to do. Go to the football games. I'm going to go out with a friend for her birthday tomorrow. Obviously when kids are added into the equation, things are going to change.
Right.
And we both know that. But we also have talked about how we still want to have that balance of kids, each other, and also our own time. But right now, for sure, it's like, go. Yeah. We're not going to be able to do that with the kids in diapers. And, he's going to have to watch the baby when I'm recording. And
hey, that's a fact. That'd be interesting.
Give and take.
Yeah,
Give
yeah.
and take.
Yeah, I just thought about that because while I always reflect on the episode when I'm editing, like doing videos and doing the clips and stuff. So it got to that point and I started thinking like, well, it's so easy to say you let him do all this when you don't have any responsibilities at home.
Right.
Because I started thinking like, it's because, I started thinking about my cousin and she got kids and everything. So I'm like, imagine if he was going on as many as he wanted throughout the year, and she's just there with the kids. And then I think I see the comment too about, there was someone that commented talking about how, they gotta, my partner has to help me fix the house before they even go on their guys trip or something like that.
Right. Like she said something to the effects of like, I've been a maid.
Right. Yeah, that one.
That one. And just basically that things need to be done before he leaves.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, it's all about communication. It's all about give and take. If, handle, go have fun.
Yeah.
Do what works best for you.
I don't know if this will be considered a hot take or not, but because I don't see the point in guys and girls trips. Like I was on one, it was fun and everything, but if you had a family, if you were with your girl and you guys really rock with each other, why wouldn't you want to go do it with them instead of with the guys and the girls?
So I'll be honest with you, for me, because someone in the comments had said, oh, she goes on twice as many girls trips.
Because usually that is like that though.
It is like that. I've never been on a woman's trip like that.
Yeah.
I haven't. I might go spend the day with my best friend. I might go visit a friend and go out dinner. But to be gone for a certain amount of days. Now, if I am gone, it's because I'm visiting family. I'm seeing my niece. Outside of that, I've never been on a girl's trip or a woman's trip. Never.
And I think I look at it this way because, my parents growing up, my parents love being around each other. They're not about like, oh, go spend, not so much about be at the hip, but they just enjoy each other's company. They enjoy doing things together. So I was like, why do we have to go do it with our friends when we're friends? We're the best as a friend. So why not, go enjoy an evening with the kids and go do this and go do that. And, so that's why maybe I look at it like that. And even when I talk to my mom about like, the guy trip and girl trips, she still replies like that. She's still like, I don't know what's with your generation and these younger people that they need like why would you want to be away from your kids? Like why wouldn't you want to just be with them? And it's like, I feel you, Mom, but then being on this trip with the guys, like I can see how it is healthy at least once a year. Like, cause I saw
do something.
I saw my cousin's man. Like I told you on the pod, I saw like a different side of him. I saw him be like a kid again, worry free. Every time I'm around him, he's the kids this, the kids that. Even when we're blazing and chiefing in the backyard, it's like one eye on the kids to see like if they're good, hitting something real quick, going inside, checking up on them.
Yeah.
It's not so much about just being here present in the moment. So during that trip, I saw like his inner child come out. So it was nice to see him not have to worry about those other responsibilities too, But at the same time, you're out and about and I feel like you still have to take more care of yourself because you don't know what can happen on a trip and you want to come back to your family too. So
exactly. It's
a little tricky.
It's a little tricky, but I think it's healthy for, for example, if Casey goes on a golfing trip, I don't really care to go. Obviously if other women went, I think that as we get older and we evolve in our relationships and things, that you can still have your guys' trips. You can still have women's trips. There's couples trips. There's family trips.
That's true.
So.
That is true.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm rocking with the narrative, Nicole. You a cheater.
You had me cracking up when you sent me that text. I actually was crying from laughing so much that day. Like my face was hurting, but it was just the excitement of that reel getting so many views.
Yeah.
Seeing people go, like the first comment who was like, oh, she's probably a cheater. And some woman was like, oh, why is it so hard for you to believe? Like people, it was just like, wow, this interaction is happening.
That dopamine though, huh?
Yeah, it
That
was
dopamine,
nice.
man. I'm telling you, them likes and them likes and all that I guess it gives you a high. It's like, oh heck yeah, next one gotta be just as big, and then it's like 100. Like, aw.
But I think that we have a realistic view on
we do.
what we're doing.
We do.
I think that moment was just
It was a moment.
Justification. It was a
It was
moment.
a moment, Nicole.
A justification for all the hard work, all the trials, the tribulations up to this point. It was just like validation, I feel.
And I get hyped because like I look at things differently, right? I look at it very analytical wise, and I look at this. I looked at it like we have 200 followers, and this got over 200 something K views, over 2,000 likes, over 50 comments. Like this is what someone with over 100K followers averages usually on regularly on their posts, you know? So it's for us to be like, man, and then right now you tell me how many views do we have on the account? 30 something thousand?
We had 380,000 views on the profile. So
that's over a 250,000, and we're 200 followers. Like, so it gets me hyped because I just see, okay, we're on episode 9. This is episode what, 20? We're in episode 20.
We're in episode 20.
Episode 20. And it's like, what can happen in a year is just, I can't even fathom what can happen in a year. If we keep at it how we're at it, and we just keep changing the gears and putting more into this, like, I could just imagine what can happen in a year or two.
You know what I was thinking about? How when we had our conversation and you were saying, oh, because I had been saying, oh, I want a video to hit 10K. Yeah. I want a video to hit 10K. And I've been trying to meditate more on my own and just, you know, visualization. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that there was a lesson in all of this. I was thinking really small, 10K. And look at what we got. And I was just like, okay, universe, I need to start thinking bigger.
Yeah, not for real. in my eyes, we're the best pod. You know, that's how I look at it. Like, especially Latino pods. I look at all the other Spanish pods, and it's like, okay, I think we're at a perfect middle ground. Like, I listen to our stuff, and it's like, it doesn't sound too chunti, it doesn't sound too paisa, you know, and we don't have the thick accents either. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, but we don't.
No, nothing.
We don't cater to, like, I wouldn't say I cater to the foos. You get me? Like the food community. Yeah. I wouldn't consider, because I don't speak like that. I don't really. But I can still tap into the culture like heavy, and I can still show up with the music. I can still show up with the corridos. I can still show up and still, you know, interact with them. So when I listen to Siento, it's like, this is the perfect blend between like a hip hop pod and a Latino pod, or like a modern one. Because even when we started with the intentions of trying to appeal to like the older crowd, you know, the our parientes, the grandpas, the ninos, the ninas, and now it's just more like whoever, anybody's welcome to the Plática. Any age, and we started being ourselves more. The music started switching up to. I started off with like calmer music to get us like into this cafe type of vibe, but it's like, nah, I gotta turn it up. You gotta give it energy, and it's formed into like a dope little show.
Yeah, I think that we've just grown. We kind of put ourselves in a box, and now we've kind of stepped out of the box.
Oh yeah.
With our podcast.
Yeah, for sure. Today at work, I was helping someone out, and they asked me like, "Oh, you're the one that podcast, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I hate this question, but he goes, "Oh, what's your podcast about?" I hate that question. Like, I really I hate that question because every episode is different. Like, I don't know what my podcast is about. So today, this is the first time I said it like this, because he was like, "Well, so what's your podcast about?" And I was like, "Oh, you know, bro, life is content. So we talk about everything." And he was like, life is content? He goes, no, all the time. And I just looked at him. I didn't say nothing, but I'm like, mediocrity.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of mediocrity, and since we're still on Recalentado, I'm going to heat up something real quick before we move on out of here. Okay. Ringmaster Raw.
Oh,
he posted, I wasn't even going to say his name, to be honest. There was this tweet though, and it had to do with mediocrity and you know, not being the best at whatever you do. And I don't know how I feel about it. Well, I do know how I feel about it. Let me read it and then I'll tell you. So he said, not everything worth doing is worth doing well. I already had a problem right there. First line. There are many things you have to do in life. Most of those things can be done to an average level, just enough to get by and allow you to thrive. The important thing is to focus on doing one or a few things extremely well. To truly do everything extremely well requires a tremendous amount of energy, willpower, focus, etc. And so most people will just end up doing everything in a mediocre fashion instead.
Ooh.
And I don't like that because, I mean, I get what he means. Like, okay, I'm gonna use an example. Like cooking, right? Cooking is something that I might not put all my effort and everything into. Like I would do a mediocre job even when it comes to cooking, as far as like, I'm just gonna saute these mushrooms, make some rice, that's it, easy, right? But there's some people that might, seasoning, they go all out, the flavoring, they know, they're all about the science of the food, right? That's not mediocre cooking. So I get what he means, because I can still get by and survive eating. And I think potting, this is what I think feel like I do extremely well, and that I'm like learning inside it now, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to get it better and better, and I'm putting all my energy, like everything he said, energy, willpower, everything is going into this. But the reason I don't like that is because it's just telling people like it's okay to just, BS everything too. It's okay to just like.
Well, this is my take on that, on what he said on the tweet. So, for example, let's just say this podcast show excels completely and we're just blowing up. Ideally, we want to pour our energy into this. So I just think about, so for me, I'm going to use myself as an example. Let's say cleaning the house. I'm not going to put energy into that. I might hire someone to do that. Like, I'm not going to focus on pouring all my energy into cleaning the house when now I'm in a position where I could have someone clean the house for me.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah. I can hire a chef to cook for us.
Okay, yeah. You're right.
So I feel like I get what you're saying, but it's like if you want to excel at all these things, you can't. And that's where I felt that tweet, because I've been like, wow, I want to pour into this. I'm over here trying to do my podcast, but I'm like kind of putting my podcast now back on the back burner, because I'm like, I feel like I want to put more into this. It's like I'm juggling too many things. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that's where he's kind of saying, it's like people try to do all these things and it's like you're not excelling, or you're not 1,000%, you're not giving it your all to every single thing.
Yeah.
And so I get where he's saying,
hey, turn her gain down a little bit, Nicole's.
With that.
Her gain, the little knob, the red knob up top. Yeah. Nah, that makes sense, Nicole. Yeah. I think I just see like, half it, half, I can't, how do you say half butted? I can't say half. I feel like it's just telling you just to like do it like whatever, but it makes more sense, because I don't give everything my all. I think that
it's like laundry. It's like I throw it in the washing machine. I don't care. I fold the clothes and I just.
Laundry. I don't even separate. I just everything going in one.
There you go. And you focus on. So it's just about focus.
It's about focus.
It's about focus.
Yeah.
Where you want to pour your energy.
Yeah, I think I'll pour my energy into potting and rolling up. That's the only thing I pour my energy.
And those are where you want to excel the most.
No, not smoking. I wish I could imagine getting paid to smoke, yo. Imagine if you got paid for every hit, every toke you took.
I'm sure that there are accounts who probably get free product, and that's.
Yeah, but they got obviously the followers.
Well, start putting
Don't
it
give
out
me no
there.
followers, Nicole. I'm gonna start acting bad.
We're still waiting on the Cristobal X Mateo account. Did you see that we had a comment where someone was waiting for you for the album? Did you see that comment
that
in the
sounded
stories?
Good.
Yeah, see?
Damn. You know what I was thinking about doing actually? Because there's a few reels on Siento that we've done, the palabra del día. So the other day I was scrolling and I went through like all of them. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to just post all of them and see my progression of my vocals.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
From the first episode to like the last.
Crispiness. Crispy vocals.
Fags. Okay, mija. So you've been good? Everything good with you? Everything's good on your side? ¿Qué tal contigo? You solid?
Todo bien? Oh, I started my workshop. We started today. Today was day 1 of my workshop. Super excited about that. I think that's where I'm kind of going, is just kind of teaching. And that way I can, I have a lot of things that I haven't put out, lessons and whatnot. And I think teaching is where I want to go, help people and still be able to give the podcast my all, and that's just where I'm at.
That's right. Your workshop started. How was it? You already did it the first? You guys already completed?
So we're doing it. This is the first day of week 1, which is the root chakra and the etheric bodies. I'm teaching with Jay. And so, yeah, it's all in Google Classroom, which is a new...
I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. I've recorded some audio for some of the lessons. I made some...
Oh, so you're not doing it live?
No, this is like a real... Like you go in and then...
It's already there for you. You have to do the work, right?
Yeah, and there's other... Yeah, you have to do the work, but we're available to chat with you. There's conversations. There's some energy work going on. So...
Yeah, I think it's time that I get a little Reiki, to be honest.
Well, I was thinking about that earlier today too. Yeah, we need to.
That's how it is when you do Reiki. You just like shake it all off.
Sacudirte real quick.
A spiritual sacudir.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
I guess. Sacudir.
Sacudir.
No. Sacudir. Yeah.
Chocomil. Well, I've had a good week.
Good.
Actually, yeah, I've had a good week. I think next week I'll just dive more into just the changes that have been happening around my life, and yeah, because there's a lot of things just changing around me still, and before I was feeling a little bit more like I'm just avoiding the change, but now I'm feeling like I need to be here. Like I need to be here. Like now realizing that what Siento is doing, I know I can do this anywhere. I can go set this up anywhere else. Like I don't have to be in Riverside no more. But I need to be here because I just have the creative space already. I'm already in Cali. I'm already where people are coming to. You know, LA is only 40 minutes from me. Like there's no excuses to like what I'm trying to do. Why leave? Why go to South Carolina? Why go to somewhere where there's no feel for what you're trying to do like that?
I'm sure there's a scene, but I think, like you said, a lot of people come to California and dream of coming here.
And then here you have also here in California, I have the guests that would fit both Siento and Overly Blunt.
Overly Blunt.
It's because it's big Latino based down here too, so that's why it works out. So if I go over there, it's like it's not popping over there like that. Like, this type of content, I would have to start doing more OB and more music related things, more hip hop related things. And I want to do that too, but I don't want to box myself into just hip hop. I don't want to just box myself into a certain type of podcast.
Genre, niche. That word bothers me because it's like, what is my niche? It's hard to...
My niche is potting.
Yeah, it is. That's your niche.
And music.
Yeah.
I love music. Speaking of music... Let's get the vibes going.
Okay.
Bienvenidos a otro capítulo de Sorry, no lo siento. Sí, señor. Soy tu host, Cristóbal X Mateo.
And Healing with Nicole.
Acomódense toda mi gente. Agarren su cafecito. Agarren su Monster. Yo, Mexicans or Hispanics be saying Monster. Agarren su Monster. ¿Tienes un Monster? Is that a monster?
El Monster.
Oh, man. Acomódense toda mi gente. Escogen donde quieren acomodarse. Comedor, sala, recámara, carro, donde sea.
Donde sea.
Puro plática. Real pláticas. Mm-hmm. This song hard. Shout out to Mr. 305. All right. Let's switch up the vibes, mi gente. Y'all don't remember this. They don't remember this. Settle in, settle in.
Wow.
Turn me up, Renee. Turn up the music. There you go. I said, ha, that's how it was. Like, this is a classic, yo. I forgot
This was
about
a
this
classic.
joint. Oh man, this is why I love Lo Siento. I find music that I forgot about.
Right?
It re-sparks interest in me. I be in the car low-key listening to my Lo Siento playlist. I ain't gonna front. I be driving around just on shuffle with it.
I know you have to share that.
Si, señor. One more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. I said it. One of the hardest hooks ever, I swear. Yo, yesterday, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was listening to remember that song I don't know if you remember it, the Por Amarte Así?
Uh-huh.
Let me see. Let me do it for you, cause hold on, cause this is what I was doing yesterday. Watch, cause remember when I said, yo, I don't know why rappers just don't be taking the melodies from like a lot of these Spanish songs and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So then I took the melody of Por Amarte Así and I started rapping in English, right? So look, this is how it starts, right?
Oh
and
my!
I don't have any words in my head, so I'm just follow the melody. All right. If you think that you potting, I'ma get it cracking. You ain't really potting, I'ma get it cracking. Y'all really mediocre all day. I turn up all the time I get on the mic, yeah. And they don't really know that I be giving it up, yeah. They be thinking that I be dumbing it down. Y'all thought, and I thought I was going crazy. Oh, you see what I mean? You see what I mean? Like, yo, you see what I mean? Yo,
Wow.
I'm telling you.
You came out of nowhere. I didn't even know this was coming today.
I just need a ghostwriter. I'm saying I don't need no melody. Just give me the words. I'll figure it out. I'll find the melodies myself. I'm gonna take all these Spanish songs and just flip them, yo. Like that melody's hard.
Ready.
Like, just think like na. So like, what's up? You think that you be getting it popping? No. And I'm gonna go get it. It's just like, ah, man, I'm gonna be a rapper so bad.
Cristobal ex Mateo coming soon. Coming soon.
Yo, you guys are lucky you guys got that for real. You guys are lucky you guys got that because that was random on the spot. I just inspired the thought yesterday because I'm like, yo, I can really take all these flows and just flip it. Like I said, hey, huh? I said the sorry, no lo siento, no. You gotta figure it out.
Wow.
I said si, señor, hey, sorry, no lo siento, man. I don't know.
Then it's like, oh, trending. Cristobal ex Mateo on TikTok, and someone's doing the little dance that you do.
Oh, imagine this is becoming a real. We do it.
You make it a reel and we hit off that.
I'll be the clown, man. I don't care. I understand how social media work. I know what they want to see. I know y'all want either sad stuff, negative stuff, or stuff that makes us look dumb and sorry, not but, makes us look how do you say it? Stupid. I was scared to say stupid. That's wild. That's not even a bad word.
Yeah, but you said the other word.
What'd I say?
R word.
What'd I say?
R word.
The R?
I'm not gonna. Yeah, the R.
What's the R? I know I did say that, but it's not a bad word.
Yeah.
That's why I said my bad, but it's not a bad word.
Yeah.
Well, mark it down then. 35-minute mark.
You got people in the studio. 35-minute mark. Okay.
You're right. I do that. Okay. That was fun. But let's get serious, mija. Our Plática today. Okay, so I didn't even properly introduce this. Welcome to Siento, Siento. We are your hosts, Chris X Mad and Healing with Nicole. And this is capítulo 20, La Plática de Morals. Morals or morality or what? Morals, right?
Morals.
And coincidentally, your last name is Morales.
Correct.
That's funny. Nicole Morals.
Nicole Morals.
That sounds weird.
I know. Morales.
Yeah, Spanish. Well, morals is, in Spanish is Morales. Morales. Do you pronounce your name Morales or Morales?
It depends where I'm at. Sometimes I'm just like Morales. Like, come on.
Miles Morales. That's the only Morales I know, I think.
Really?
And it's a fictional character.
Interesting.
Do I know any Moraleses? I don't think so. I don't think I know anybody with morals, though.
Oh.
Just my mom.
Oh.
Who's the person in your life that you think has the most morals and actually lives by them?
Well, they're not living anymore, so I feel like my abuelita had
her morals.
Had very high morals. She definitely very moral woman who.
Do you feel like you have high morals?
I feel like I think that I at this time have high morals. Yes.
What do others say that you have high? You have good morals?
I think so. Yeah. There was I think that your morals and how you act changes with your age.
So the older you get, the less morals or the more morals? I mean, the more you start living by your morals, the older you get, or the less you start abiding by them?
It's kind of hard. That's a tough one because I feel that when I was younger and not doing good things, I wasn't fully living up to my moral standard.
Okay. And where do those standards come from?
That comes from my parents. I mean, I think most people get their morals and their moral compass comes from their parents.
Example, the parents set. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And obviously, it depends on your living dynamic. I think I also got a lot of morals from my abuelita because she took care of us.
Yeah.
And so I spent a lot of time with her. So that's where you get that from.
I do agree that the older you get, your morals do start changing. And I think the older that I'm getting, I don't know. I feel like I'm acting less on the morality compass the older that I get. And I think I'm very selective of who I want to have morals with. And I don't know if that's even a thing or if that's even possible, but like I just reciprocate energy. So if someone's not, if someone's being rude and nasty with me, then I'm gonna do the same thing regardless if I have morals or not. But yeah, I'm just very selective on who I want to give my best self to. Mm-hmm. And then obviously the older I'm getting and realizing how the world works, realizing how businesses work, realizing how if you want to be successful in all this, morality's out the window, really.
That right there, what you said about
you're very
businesses.
limited. You're very limited if you operate with morals in business.
100%. I will quote my brother who has said this to me. All successful companies have robbed someone or taken from someone in order for them to be successful. And
unfortunately,
that's true.
yeah. And then I hear like, when I'm listening to Joe Budden pod, right, and I hear like Ish, and Ish is like the capitalist on the pod, and he's always talking about like capitalism and all that stuff. And when I hear them talking about like, it's not true, man, like you can do big business and still be, do it with a moral code and still be on the same page and blah 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, I think that only lasts for so long, because eventually one party's gonna want to make more money, more profit. One party's eventually gonna want more out of the situation. So like, yeah, when it comes to business, like all this is out the window, man. If you're sensitive, if you're playing nice guy, if you're playing it the fair way, like good, like it's gonna be a long road, man. And sometimes you're gonna get discouraged and you might give up because you get mad at the fact that I'm doing everything right. I'm very real. I'm truthful. I look out for people. Blah 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 blah. And the game don't care about that. The game don't care how good your morals are. The game don't care what moral compass you're abiding by. It really don't. Because it sucks, but we just live in that, dog eat dog world where everyone's, it's everyone for themselves.
I think that we live in a society where our government even will want us to, live by these morals, live by these standards, but our own government doesn't even have morals. Most people in government don't have morals, let's be honest. So,
and I believe they get to that level by having no morals, by doing people dirty. Now, I want to end the Plática with this, but like, I wasn't asked, just now that then I guess it depends on how you look at karma, right? On how you look at just what you do here will affect, your afterlife. And I will end with that. I don't answer that because I do want to end with like, does being a good person even matter? Like does morals really doesn't matter? Like, does all that karma does that really exist? Like, does that really exist in like afterlife stuff? And like, who knows, right? We'll end it with that. But do you feel like people in today's society lack morality? That's pretty obvious, right?
100%.
Do you say there's people? Do you think it balances out more that people will lack it than have it?
It's really hard because I'll tell you why I feel this way. The reel where everyone's like, "Oh, she's a cheater," da da da. That's because a lot of people expect that. That's the type of world that we live in. You see, there was just something came out. I think Joe Budden was talking about it too, how Adam Levine, Adam Levine and the girl, the model, Sumner, and she came out and she said, I was really young. I had an affair with him. He was married. I knew that now after the fact, I know that that's wrong. Yeah. He reached out to me. She puts it out there. And it's like, that's all. It's sad to me because I look at things on a bigger scale. It's really sad to me that all we see on TV is like, so-and-so cheated on so-and-so. So now it creates this expectation where you have these young men and women who choose to cheat on their partner, to hurt another person.
Yeah.
And it's sad that when someone's completely honest and says, hey, I don't do that. That's not what I'm doing in my relationship.
Yeah.
People automatically assume. Why? Because people are so used to people not having morals. And it's like, it's really sad. And it's not to say people do change. You're always one decision away from being a better person. But I think that a lot of people just kind of enjoy the toxicity and they don't care and they're in it for themselves.
It's this. it's this. Like, I'm hearing you talking. All I'm hearing is we cry together in my head.
Yeah.
And then it makes me start like realizing, like, we lack so much morals that Kendrick came back from 5 years of hiding to tell us, y'all some fake Mr. Morels out here, just big stepping over all your BS, really. Not trying to be accountable for nothing.
Right.
Just being nasty, the way this society is everything, and just toxicity, really.
Yeah.
And like I the album, you know, I think I don't want to say it dropped at the perfect time because this always has existed, but I think now when you go on social media, I think this type of content just dominates across everything. Like negative, toxic content is what rules everything. Like, look at the reel that did what it did, Nicole. Because mostly everyone perceived it as being toxic, like it was a cheating thing, right?
Yeah,
that's what's gonna work. And I'm glad that he gave us this album because I think that's why no one really like it didn't resonate with too much people because everyone was looking in the mirror,
and that's a hard place for some people.
It's super hard. The album was so genius that he ended it with the song called Mirror, basically saying, and what I really loved about the album too was just that. I'm not trying to give a review of the album, but what I really loved is that, he was pointing one finger, but he knew the other three were pointing back at him. Like, yeah, I'm calling out the world, and I'm part of the world. Like, I'm part of your toxicity. I'm part of the BS. I'm still working on myself. I just don't like when like yeah, you gonna monetize off. You're gonna monetize off of it. That's what I don't like. Like, you ain't nothing yet, Kendrick. You're still working on you, but you monetize off. off all this, the toxicity and everything. But I'm not mad at Kendrick because I think the album was ahead of its time. And I think that's why no one's really playing it like that. No, it's not, it don't resonate hard because everyone lacks morality. So no one's trying to listen to this because it hurts to listen to it.
Well, the truth hurts, and people would rather listen to music about,
no morality. Kill him, bang, bang, shoot him up.
Killing and
drugs, lean, Percocet,
doing
Molly
drugs,
Percocet, all that.
Right.
All that.
Slapping your significant other, whatever.
Yeah.
And people, even with the evolution of music, like R&B used to be so romantic. It used to be about love and I want you to be my woman or I want you to be my man. And now it's like that it has just, and maybe I'm not in the music scene like that, but I feel like it's just died out. And
you didn't see that music reel I sent you yesterday?
I did.
Yeah. Mediocrity. Right now we're talking like last week's Plática inspired this week's Plática, but right now like I'm just seeing the correlation because morality, like mediocrity leads to like lack of morality sometimes, I feel like.
It can.
Like lack of like mediocre discipline lacks to like,
or like mediocre job,
morals,
like
mediocre
yeah,
morals, really.
You don't even want to hold yourself to a standard. People don't want to hold themselves to a standard.
They don't.
It's like a cop out.
But why is this? Why do you think it's so hard for people to like? Do you think it really just plays a part on how you grow up, like your environment? Because because I feel like Renee, I feel like you would debunk that. You came from an environment where I feel like you should lack morals, and I think you're one of the nicest people. And I feel like he's genuine. He cares about people. So his environment. So I don't know. Even the way my mom was raised, right? What she went through, she should have came out more of that on some I hate the world and being mad and being more, being a a-hole to others. But my mom she cares too much.
You have a choice though of how you want to be in life.
That's what I mean. So what do you think happens in someone's life where they decide like all this is staying out? I'm cool off all this morality. Like I'm gonna be. I think you know what it is, Nicole. I think mostly everyone is just fake, genuine good people. Everyone puts up this front that they're a good person because they need the money, they need sales, they need
Money is part of it.
They're trying to sell themselves to you, but deep down, I don't think they're not a good person.
It's like in the healing community.
Oh, that's lack of morality.
There's people out there who are like, okay, I'm going to do this healing session for you, but I think I need you to do like 5 more, and you need to buy this and you need to buy that. That's not healthy. At the end of the day, if you really want to help someone, yeah, there has to be an exchange, a monetary exchange. But if you're on purpose telling an individual who already might be vulnerable and looking for answers from you or looking for help from you, and you say, oh, well, I need you to spend $3,000, are you really trying to help them, or are you really trying to make money?
Yeah.
Are you really in this to help people, or are you really in this field to make money? Because the reality is, I'll tell you, for myself, there's been a lot of times where I've helped people where I didn't charge them, or I knew that they were struggling and I was like, okay, well, let's do 30 minutes instead of an hour. But that's because I know that I would hope that someone could help me, and maybe the conversation and the steps that we took would get you on that path. But that's not like, oh, hi, let's do 3 months and then see where you are in 3 months. And let me just keep putting out these courses that are, here's my biggest problem. When the person who's out there selling these courses, you're not even living that life.
But that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
And I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. And that's why that's why we continue to lose.
And that's why I continue to lose. There's people who pay their rent and do this and do that, and some people are legit. There are a few people who are legit. One of my first Reiki teachers, this is her full-time career, but she is a legitimate person.
Yeah.
Who offers services, who is a awesome individual. But there are very few people who are living off of this and being truthful and honest.
That's true.
And I see a lot of people on TikTok. I said it before. I see a lot of people on TikTok who are like, oh, just the way they're explaining Reiki, it's wrong.
And you know what's crazy? I'm not even mad at them doing that. I think, because at the end of the day, it's the person people are just gullible. And people, yeah. And that's not their fault. But like, you just have to be wary, man. And people just like I've said before on Conspiracy, like everyone's looking for a savior. Everyone wants someone to hold them by the hand and take them wherever. They don't want to do it by themselves. No one wants to heal by themselves. No one wants to do the shadow work by themselves. No one's really trying to tap into thyself. Everyone wants someone to tap in for them. Everyone wants someone to read it for them and tell me where I'm going to move next. Tell me what's my next move. What's my next move? What do I have to do?
People want definite answers. And I think that's why a lot of people...
So the sharks see that.
The sharks see that. They smell the blood. It's like, I could give you a tarot reading and it could say this, that, and the other. But like I tell everyone, you're in control of your life.
Yeah.
You can do this. You could do that. You could choose to leave that person. You could choose to leave that job. You could choose to get up every day, have a better attitude, eat better, change your whole life, change your whole trajectory. But people don't want to do that.
Yeah. They want the
predators
to do it.
They think that it's a quick fix. And so there are predatory people who have no morals, who want to just take your money and keep you right here. Yeah. So that you keep coming back and saying, oh my God, I still need this, when you can empower yourself. It's just.
So who you more mad at?
I can't be mad at either one because it's a give and take.
It's the game. And
I'm just not trying to play that.
Exactly. But I'm peeping the game, and I'm realizing when you apply no morality to your game, when you put that little cheat code on, you out of here. You out of here. Like,
it's like it happened years ago. There was an artist, and she created this really cute hoodie design. Well, this big YouTuber saw it and was like, oh, change, like literally just put his name over it and started selling it. And he was selling millions of them. And then all these people were like, you stole that design from this small artist that maybe not a lot of people know about. It's just predatory behavior.
Predatory behavior. That's a whole
Platica. And that's a whole Platica, but it's
Platica.
like you lack morals because you see somebody's weakness. And you're just like, I can benefit off that.
And do you think the sharks that are out here that are being predatory towards the weak, do you think it's them just being hurt and hurting other people? Do you think someone did them dirty back in the past? Or you think they just grew up thinking, because, before you answer that, like I have little cousins right now that I see and I'm like, you're going to be a problem when you get older. And their parents are like, they're cool, but I see how they act as a little kid. They're already lying. They're already like, they're at the room and they're like, oh, I don't know what happened, but the little kid's crying because she probably hit him or something. You could already see little things like that. But so it's like everyone's different, I guess, and some people just have it and some people don't. Because it's like, why start being a predator towards the ones that are weak, that are the vulnerable? And the only reason I can think is because you just want money. And obviously that's the game that we're in. And if that's the reason, can I really be mad at you for you figuring it out and seeing, okay, I can make money right here doing this, regardless if it's true or not, regardless if my morals are out of place or not. But the game is capitalism, and I'm making the money.
And everyone's moral compass is different, because what some women or some individuals are willing to do for money, I'm not willing to do that. But to them, it might not be that bad.
Sacrifice together.
I mean, as everyone has their own level. People are gonna question that. But seriously, it's how far are you willing to go? And I think that your morals are like the little voice. You know how in the cartoons, it's like the little angel and the little devil, and you're like.
And this is why I get mad at Nicole, because as much as I try to avoid the morals, it's already a foundation in me. It's already built in. I can't. It's hard. I have to really tell myself to be like super, super rude and mean, because I can do it, but then I feel bad. Like if you didn't deserve it, I'll reflect on it and be like, man, I kind of was. And I've gotten better now that I'm getting older, because 21, 22, 23, around that age, I was very active. Snap, hurting feelings. Then coming back 2 days later, like, yo, my bad, I didn't really mean. And that gets old, because then your word doesn't matter no more. Now it's like, and I hate that's just Chris. Like that's not good to just be just Chris like that. I don't like that. I need to work on that. And I have, but I hate when I can't just be like everything that happened with my grandma, right? That was my morality. That was like, Mom, we have to take her back. Like, I just felt so bad. But if her two sons didn't care, like, why do I have to care too?
I feel like being someone with high morals, you lose a lot of sleep.
Man,
you worry about. There's a lot of worry associated with what if this, what if that, and it's like. So we had this picnic for my job, and it was at a park.
Mediocre?
And I would say the food was definitely mediocre. Sorry. No lo siento.
That part.
But it was cool to meet people. I haven't met anyone at my job because I started during COVID, so I've never really met people in person. Yeah. So that was great, the social aspect. But someone had said, oh, well, there's break-ins at this park. And, I had just dealt with my window in Oakland. So then it's like this worry, like, where should I park? Because what if there's these people who are going to break my window? Yeah, I have my work laptop on me because it was like off-site and I had to take my work laptop. So what if they take my laptop? And it's hard when you have all these worries because of people who don't have morals and don't care.
Yeah.
It's like,
why can't I be more like you, man? Especially at work sometimes. Like as much as I work, I'm over it and I don't care. I always tell myself I don't care, but I'm still there at the last minute.
But you do care.
Fixing something, make it look nice. It's like no one else. Everyone's walking past you, not doing it. Why do I have to stop and do it? But it's because it bugs me, and because it's my job, it's my department, so I want to make it look nice. And it's just, and you always end up more mad though because no one else cares. No one, and you start getting upset and frustrated because like, yo, why am I putting all this care and emphasis into this when everyone else obviously doesn't care and they're above me. They're not. They're above me in pay. They're above me in position. Like y'all don't care. Why do I care?
But that's the world we're in right now. Everyone's like, I don't care. I don't care. And then what's gonna happen? Nobody's gonna care. Then what?
Are you able to leave like, when you walk out the house? Are you able to leave your morals at the door, or they have to go with you everywhere?
They roll with me now everywhere I go.
I ain't gonna lie. I've been leaving a few of them at the door. I have a few of them with me, but not all of them. When I step out the house now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've said this before, but since my dad passed, I have gotten like more emotional. I cry for just random things now. I can't watch like anything sad on TV or I'm watching something. I get all teary eyed. But I feel like I've also become way more cold. Like I don't care whose feelings I hurt. I don't care what relationships I'm gonna lose in the process of on this journey because for a long time I was like, nah, I still want to be cool with the homies. I still want genuine friendships. But now it's just like this is what I need to do. And I'm sorry. I'm just over trying to play it safe and cool. Like, I'll come apologize in 5 years. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm just on that. I'm on that trajectory right now. Like, I'm just in tunnel vision. And this is what I'm trying to do. This is what I'm putting all my effort and energy into this. And if we linking up just to link up, then you better catch me on a day where I'm not potting. It's like a late night where, cool, we could just kick it for the last 2-3 hours and that's it. But like today, Thursday, like if y'all trying to do something on Thursday, I'm not doing nothing on Thursday.
I can't.
Yeah, I'm not doing nothing on Thursday. At one point when I was recording on Tuesdays, I wasn't doing nothing on Tuesdays. So I kind of like not recording on Tuesdays though, because it gives me a little bit more. I have all Tuesday to edit too. So Tuesdays and third Wednesdays, I just be going in. But I definitely leave my moralities at the door now. I'm more. I've always been aggressive. I've always been that person that I don't back down to people. You know. Like people always been scared of me because of how I say things. I'm not scared to speak my mind. I'll tell you how it is, how I feel. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Now that I'm getting older, I do sit with it first, process my feelings
it a little bit.
Yeah, and process my feelings, word it a little bit in my head before I present it to the person. Because like I said, I'm done trying to just burn bridges just to burn bridges. Like that's not cool either. Like it's good to have relationships. It's good to have people on your side. It's good to have all this stuff. You know, it's not good to scare everyone away, but I just know my attitude pushes everyone away. So I just been working on it. So yeah, I'm F everybody right now, to be honest. If it ain't potting, if it ain't nothing that has to do with any of this, it's all love, but I'm cool off you right now. Like, which I don't know if that's healthy or not, but I don't care.
I feel like there should be some sort of balance though. I get what you're saying. I totally hear you because you know, there's work, there's potting, but what about, you know, obviously you watch some shows, you listen to Joe Budden, you eat, you make sure that you're fed and taken care of. But I think sometimes there's that social aspect that.
Yeah. But now when I'm out and about and I'm social, the whole time in my head I'm just thinking like pod content. Every time I'm just in a smoke session with the homies, just smoking, I'm like, this is a pod. Like every conversation can be a podcast. So I don't like, even when I'm stepping out and I'm out and about, I still have podcasts on my mind. I still have that work mentality. Like, okay, what can I use for the pod next week? What can I take from me? Like, oh, this story was good to bring up. Oh, this, you know, like it's not good no more. Cause now I feel like I'm planning to do stuff socially so I can have stuff to talk about on the pod. I mean, so like what balance really, right?
Yeah.
If everything is for the pod. Hey, we talk. I want to talk for a living, okay? So I don't mind.
I get it. I definitely see your perspective. You're dedicated,
and I see that perspective, the balancing out, having time for you. You know, just taking the time for a little bit for yourself, and I'm all for that. But I just think when you keep telling yourself that, you're accepting more like slacking off. You're accepting more of like that. I'm just gonna go like it's like another tweet that what's his name tweeted today, and he was saying that sometimes procrastination is cool because the energy just doesn't align today. So if you feel like doing something today, but the energy doesn't align today, then you should just do it tomorrow. So it's a good way. And I don't like that because it's like now you're using certain things to start certain things. And now if you apply that logic, then you could say that every day. Oh, today the energy isn't right.
I'm gonna just push it.
And now I just don't like that. So But to each their own,
To each their own.
I also
Some people
understand-
thrive on procrastination.
Yeah, but I also understand like going towards the energy. At one point, I was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I started certain shows on the 22nd. I started certain things on this day. I did certain things on this day. Like like I used to cancel all my chiro appointments that were on the 7th. Like I went to that extent. Every time I travel about a plane ticket, it will only be 5 days. That was never any other day. I would never fly on 11 day. Like, and I just feel like that just either it's true and you're going with the energy, you're going with the current instead of going against it, or like,
why not just live?
Exactly. I'm really, like, you really gonna stop living because of numbers? And then when you start thinking about like the calendar, the Gregorian calendar, like all that, like, am I really a Scorpio? Am I really born in October? I'm just born in this because that's what they told me. That's what we came into the system. But like, I don't know what's really true or not. So it just be funny. But then like the examples is really proves it right to me.
Right. There's a lot of
like today at work, I'm like, oh, my coworker comes up to me like, what is it? What does the 33 mean? And I'm just like, oh, just the highest level of influence, highest like type of vibration number wise. I'm like 33 vertebrae in your spine, water. I tried to give him all the little facts, right? All the little 33 correlations. He's just like, And there's like, and the only reason I believe that stuff is because like the examples Gary gives us, right? Like he really breaks it down to where it's like, okay, like there's some type of correlation here. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm open to it.
He gives you enough supporting information. He gives you this information, then he has all these supporting situations, events, occurrences that you're like, huh, that makes sense. It's like when I got hurt, I almost broke my toe. It was on a 7-day because I was trying to do something. I was trying to be super active, and I was like,
But then you have someone like, shout out to you, Dennis. I love you. But you have someone like Dennis that's just like, it's just my 7 energy, bro. It's just an excuse for everything. And I don't like that. I just don't like that.
But you can take the information how you want to. It's like people with, for example, I was watching First 48 randomly. I'll watch that show. Sometimes at the end of the night when my boyfriend and I will just put a show on to like decompress the day. And I don't know why I watch shows like that, but it's sad to see how many people hurt other people, murder other people, take another person's life. And when you want to talk about morals, there was a individual whose brother, the brother's girlfriend, and the children were just a horrible act of violence. 2 of the kids were actually in surgery and possibly were going to survive. Everyone else was killed in the house. And they thought it was gang affiliated and this and that. And come to find out, the little boy wakes up from surgery and they ask the little boy, like, do you remember who did this? And it was his uncle.
Oh my.
His uncle was in the gang. Like his dad and his uncle were in the same gang. And I guess because the dad had maybe wanted to get out or had said something. And I'm just like, how could you hurt your own family?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Families have drama. You cuss each other out. You fight. You don't talk. You block each other.
Yeah.
But to actually take your own family members' lives, it's scary to see the world has evolved into this, like, no morals. And he literally, when they first interviewed him, the gentleman who had killed everyone, the officer was like, do you know who it could have been? And he was like stone cold, like, I don't know. It could have been maybe someone in the gang, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you're the killer. Like, what type of person? I mean, I know I've done some things in my life that I'm not proud of. That now, if I even thought about doing it, I would probably lose sleep and be like, why am I even thinking the thought?
Yeah.
Right?
So do you think people that lack morality, that lack a moral compass to that extent, like killing your own family members and doing crazy things like that, do you think like their conscience is being, ate up in their sleep? Like, do you think they lose sleep, or do you think, like, look at you, you're like, yo, I can't believe I did that. I don't even know why. Can never have that thought again. But do you think they'll get to that point eventually, the closer they get to death, or you think that's just not, they're just emotionalists and they just don't, it doesn't matter?
I think that there are some people who, after the fact, once they go to jail or prison, then it hits them, or then it's like, they have time to sit with themselves and process it and think about it. Yeah. But if you're out there still living this wild lifestyle, it doesn't hit you. Oh, I got away with it. I'm still going to do X, Y, Z. But I also think that, maybe when you get closer to death, it knocks on your door and you're like, wow, I was a horrible person. Yeah. Or, because I had, like, when I talk about my own podcast, my first episode, I talk about how I had issues with drugs and alcohol. And that was something that I carried. But I beat myself up over that for so long, probably unnecessarily long. I don't think I should have beat myself up for that long, but I felt like, wow, I was a horrible person.
When you were in that game, were you doing people dirty? Like, were you shorting them?
I wasn't shorting them because I wasn't shorting them because I wasn't trying to get,
right.
Because that's a dangerous game to play.
You never ran off on the plug and nothing like that?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I was not trying to get shot. Because it was like that deep.
But see, I guess that goes back to, like, the foundation of your morality. Because even you in that lifestyle, you still had some sense of morals in you.
But I wasn't gonna run. I wasn't gonna steal from the knock. I wasn't gonna short anyone. But I was still serving people.
Yeah.
That's the like you're
ruining lives. In a sense,
it was their choice. It's like you could give someone a gun; they can choose to do what they want with it. You could look at it that way, but I was like, wow, like I contributed to something that wasn't positive.
And then, what's actually scary though? Like, there's some people out there that actually get a kick out of being like the devil. Like, get a kick out of just having no morals, terrorizing lives and people. Like, it's.
Can I tell you a story? And it's stuck with me for a really long time, and it just popped up. So I used to meet with this back when I was doing stuff I shouldn't be doing. I met with this dealer, and I would get e-pills, right? Mm-hmm. And I would only get them from him because he was a very straightforward person, not weird. We always met at the TGI Fridays, and we would have a drink and chat, and classy
meetup.
Classy meetup. And we're having a drink, and I knew the bartender, and there's just everybody's switching what they need, what they're trying to get. And he's like, oh, are you gonna stay and eat? And I was like, oh no, I gotta do this, but I'll have another drink with you, right? And so the bartender gives us another drink, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take off soon, I'm just waiting for somebody to come. She's going to pick up from me. I was like, oh, cool. No problem. And I'm thinking the more the merrier, there's more people at the bar.
Yeah.
And, he's like, oh, she's over there. And so I was like, yeah, have her come to the bar. I'm not thinking. And I look, and this woman is like very pregnant. And immediately, and that's goes to show you, even in that point in my life, I still had like
you're like, I don't feel like
the red light.
Yeah, like we should not be turning up with pregos.
And so I remember taking a sip of my drink, and he's like, I'll be right back. I'm like, okay, cool, And he comes and sits back down, and I'm like, so she's picking up for someone? And he's like, oh no, that's for her. Oh. And I'm like, it just, even in that point in my life, like I'm like 3 vodka sodas deep, like,
yeah.
And he's just like, look, she's either going to get it from me or she's going to get it from somebody else, and somebody else has stomped all over it.
And they go,
and I just, like, to this day right now talking to you, my stomach hurts because I was just like, that child, that baby.
And it goes back to just the healers and stuff too, where whose fault really is it, right?
Whose fault really is it?
The person falling for, or the person selling the product?
Right, because at the end of the day, he could have said no. She's going to go to somebody else. But I was just
and in
like,
the game of money and capitalism and business, morals are out the window.
and he was like,
Fork
at
up
least
the
she's
cash.
getting better pills from me than the next dude. And I'm like,
I'm really interested to see how I'm going to start navigating in this like when I get to certain spaces. Like if like I wonder if when I start getting to certain spaces in business, I wonder how I'm gonna navigate with my morality. Like I wonder if they're really gonna stay with me. I wonder if I'm gonna do business with morals, or if they're gonna go out the window. Because like I said, as much as I try to throw them out the window, they still are lingering with me, and I know, what I shouldn't do to someone or what I shouldn't. Cause I like right now, Nicole, like I say, like yeah, like Dennis, I gotta compensate eventually. We're gonna eat off this, but then like. I don't know what can happen in certain rooms. I don't know, where. What if I get a deal that's not enough to like put him on and get him fed, but I'm getting fed? It's just like
there's so
will
many
I have to say no to that? Like, will I have to turn down a deal and just keep pushing the pod because I know the right thing to do is like no, say no to that because we all eating, not just me, right? Like, so I just don't know how I'm gonna maneuver in these spaces, and I'm scared because when money's involved, everything changes.
It's like, look at all these celebrities who, sell their soul to be
for a crappy deal. Guess it came with a few toys and a Happy Meal.
I mean, why do you think so many people are trying to go independent?
But it's fake independent because everyone still got distribution deals. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're really trying to be in the music, if you're not pressing your own music, if you're not distributing, like, everyone's on a distro kid, everyone's on this, you have to have some type of thing that's distributing your music out there. Like, no one's putting music out there by themselves. Like, no one's printing their own music out. No one's hitting the streets by themselves, and no one's even taking CDs no more. Like, if you give me a CD, like, bro, CDs. Like, what's the Apple link? Like, send me the Apple link. Nah, we don't care about no CD no more. Mm-hmm. So... I don't know why I said that. We're talking about music. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But just the deals and just the
deals, man. Money.
But how far are you willing to go?
I don't know.
For the fame.
That's why I don't know.
For the fortune.
Fame.
For the house.
Fame. I'm cool off. Fortune. I need the fortune.
I need the fortune.
The only reason I want fame is because fame comes with influence, and influence comes with power, and that's how you get power. Because, I mean, yeah, I want to be known. I wish I was like, yo, Chris Matt, he played this song on his pod and everyone starts tapping into. I want to get to that level where I post your page up and everyone's hitting you up for Reiki healings. Like, I want to get to that level where I can just, so anybody I promote, they out of here. They're going to get traction.
You're trying to,
their business
you want to put them on.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to that point for sure. And I know you need fame to be that powerful like that. Because there's a lot of people out here that have money, but no one knows about them. And if no one knows about you, they don't care how cool you are. They don't care what you got. Mm-hmm. That's why rap is probably like the fakest thing ever, because it's all about perceptions, all smoke and mirrors.
Right.
And that's why you have to look like you got money. If you look like you got money, that people like, they buy into the costume, they buy into the rapper you.
Yeah, it's like Entourage, the show Entourage on HBO.
Great show. I hate that I finished it because I'm like, I wish I still watching Entourage. That was great. Entourage was amazing.
Great show.
But look at them too, like when the friends, morality too, with the Vince, when the Ari wasn't trying to bring everybody else on board. It was just like, no, let us eat. And then he, Vince was more like, yo, these my boys though. We all need to get something. And for a minute, he did lose the morals, and he started, E started doing his own thing, and then eventually they come back. But
sometimes I feel like in life, I'm going to speak for myself. I'm not a perfect person. I never claim to be. But I think a part of life is straying away from your morals.
Ooh, break that down.
And then...
and then coming back to them.
And then coming back.
I think that's going to be me then.
Because how do you know... There's levels to it. Like, you might be afraid. There's also fear. It's like, have I been programmed to believe this particular... thing, and in reality, maybe it's been fear. Maybe it's not a lack of morals. Maybe I'm not handling business in a more savvy type way.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not lack of morals. Maybe I'm looking out for myself before putting others ahead of my needs.
And you know what artist right now I think has morals out the roof, and we see it working? Lil Russell.
Lil Russell.
Oh my gosh, man. I love Russell. His vibe on video, the way he just smiles all the time, like, Detroit, I'm home, because everywhere's my home. Like, his vibe, like, every time I see his videos, he puts a smile on my face, because I don't think I've ever seen him sad. And maybe that might be part of the marketing plan, where it's like, don't put anything out that's not me smiling. Because we don't know, what's happening behind the scenes. We don't know behind the scenes. But just based off him doing everything in-house, his mom being his manager, his homies printing up the everything's in-house. Had the whole concert in the backyard, doing rehearsals in the backyard, like everything in home, making people pay what you want to pay. Mm-hmm. Whatever you think I'm worth and you value me, pay me. Like, it's genius. And then I look at that and it's like, there is ways to do it having morals. He's not playing the industry game. He don't even have distribution. Like, this guy is strictly just DistroKid. Like, that is distribution, but to a small scale. Like, he's not signed to an empire. He's not signed to someone that's distributing the records to a high scale, that's trying to get him mainstream. Like, he's cool where he's at. And then he has Charlamagne's support. He has all the biggest people in hip hop support. I always see the people on there, like Kehlani be on there. Everyone from the Bay be messing with him. They all mess with Russell. Simba, E40. They're all in them comments like that. So I see that, I'm just like, man, this kid he's been very inspiring to me. And I definitely took the whole his whole method when it comes to reels. Like, just take it. Like, who cares about it being the best and perfect? Just make it a reel, throw some words on there, just throw it out. Make the content, throw it out. And I'm blessed that, I have the resources to at least have some type of a good enough, content. Mm-hmm. But no, I was definitely inspiring. I look at that and I'm like, man, this kid is really doing it the way he wants to do it. Not being an a-hole. I remember when he was getting interviewed and they asked him, like, why you always happy? And he got offended. He goes like, yo, like, you see what I mean, man? Why y'all want to just be sad and depressed? And I felt that so much. And it's like, man, this kid is special. Like, for real, he's really special.
Protect him at all costs.
At all costs, man. At all costs. Even what Simba said about him on the Breakfast Club, where he's like, man, I wish I had what Lil Russell had. Because if I had what he had, I wouldn't have gone the major route. I wouldn't have tried to sign to a major. There's levels to this, man. So I look at that and it's like, maybe there is hope to do this a good way. And at the end of the day, if I have no plans to selling this network, if I have no plans to really license this at all, like, I really want to build this myself, then I could build it with morality. I could start building a team and bring them along with me and like, nah, bro, we all eating. Like, let's put the work in right now, because in 5 to 10 years, we're going to be reaping off this. Like, watch, like, it's going to be worth it. All them ties out, all them headaches I give you guys, all that pressure I put on you guys, eventually one day, it's gonna be like, damn, Chris, not to be cocky, but you changed my life. Like, you changed our lives, and I want to put that pressure on me. I keep telling my mom all the time, like, Mom, I'm gonna change our lives. I don't know when it'll happen, but it's gonna happen. Like, I can't live no mediocre life my whole life, man. Like, I'm cool off that. I like nice things. I want to be on yachts. I want to experience certain things that I haven't experienced yet. Like, and I can't get there working where I work at now for the rest of my life. I'm sorry, right. I just can't. And maybe that lifestyle that I'm trying to live isn't for everyone. Not everyone's meant to live this lifestyle. Some people are cool just being that. There's some people that I know that never go out on vacations, never go out. Even when they take vacations from work, they're just at home chilling. And it's just like, how do you not get inspired to go anywhere? But that's just them. And
that's their
I can't.
choice.
That's nah. There's too much. There's too much nice scenery. There's too much nice. And God's work is too nice to just be at home in Riverside all day. You got me messed up. Like, for the rest of my life too? Nah. That ain't flying. There's no way you go on vacation and I hate the when people say, like, oh, it's time to go back to reality. Because when you're on vacation, it is reality. You there and you're experiencing it. But like, how disheartening is it to go from Hawaii and the islands to come back to the Inland Empire, yo? You lying if you're saying you like, yeah, like, this is home for sure, but nah, I'm cool. I'm cool to visit home. I like visiting home. I don't want to live at home no more.
Right.
I want to see nice things, man. There's so much nice things out there, and I think we just get so used to our radius, the little miles we drive to work, into the stores, and all our little community that we forget what's really out there. So that was off. Yeah. That was off topic, but
it's okay.
I'm business wise, I'm just very excited to see the type of person I start becoming, and hopefully I don't become someone that I'm scared of. But
do you think that some companies who don't have moral practices Do you think that that's why they give back to the community in hopes that it'll like give them the balance out?
Yeah. Like Amazon, like they're always getting complaints about like their employees, right? Oh man, bad. Well, they're not on camera, right? I always feel like they're getting sued for like labor law and stuff like that, but then they always look how they're praised. Everyone loves Amazon. Whoa, 2-day delivery, 1 day? Who cares? Who cares how they treat their employees? I'm getting my stuff ASAP.
But they also promote a lot of employee development, and
I heard that's not true though. I heard that's not true. I have someone here saying it's not.
But that's what I'm saying.
Morality.
They don't practice what they put out there. But they're giving the people Amazon cares about their employees. But in reality, XYZ is going on behind the scenes. And that's why I just wonder.
But that's why Amazon's over a Fortune 500 company, because morality out the window. You think if Amazon was morally correct, you think there'll be Amazon? There'll be Ashley Furniture or something. There'll be someone regular like that. There'll be Best Buy. Like Amazon they had to say F the workers. We're gonna enslave y'all, really, and we're gonna pay you below rate. We're gonna work you guys like crazy, and we're gonna build this company up. And you know why? Because the game is capitalism, and all these people need some cash. Whether it be $100 a week, whether it be $1,000 a week, like that's baby money to them. We'll pay y'all we'll pay that. While we making, they probably make $1 million a day, more if that. I think they make way more than that a day, right? I think they definitely got to make over like.
They're like,
how much do they make a day? You think?
I don't know.
They gotta make at least like $5 million a day. And if that's a low number, I'm gonna be surprised. I don't know, but same with Walmart. No morals. What is it? 1.29 billion a day.
Oh, sheesh.
That's why they're everywhere now. Man, there's an Amazon warehouse like at every mile, every 2 miles is an Amazon warehouse. And then the drones are coming next. The self-driving trucks. Man, Amazon taking over. Amazon they gonna start signing podcasts soon too. Yo, Amazon. Starting on Siento. It was good. I do a year with y'all. License me for a year. We'll chop it up. Because they're opening up the music thing. I think they open up the music. I mean the amp. Joe Budden does amp every Monday now on Amazon, and it's growing. Amazon's growing. I mean Prime is cracking. They ain't going nowhere soon, man. They're definitely one of the powerhouses. Them Apple, Costco, Walmart, and one of the food ones. Has to be like Kroger or something like that.
Whole Foods. Well, Whole Foods is with Amazon now.
Oh, what? Oh, that's you see Amazon Fresh too now. They're changing the game, yo. Walk out, just pick up anything, walk out and gets charged. Like, I like the concept. I can see the conspiracy people coming and saying, it's not fresh, man. Everything's getting scanned. Like, nah, I can see all that, but it's convenient. I'm with the convenience, man. Make me be more efficient with my time. That's the only thing that matters to me right now. Time is the most important thing. Time is the only thing you can't get back. You'll never earn it back. So make the most of your time.
Yeah.
But I understand that if OBN wants to get to the heights of JBP, the heights of Brilliant Idiots, the heights of the brown bags, someone getting screwed in here.
Well,
it's just me and you, Nicole. So one of us.
Dang, it's like that.
Nah, I mean, whenever I get that first meeting with anybody, right? Any big like network, any big someone that's trying to sign us. Once they eventually see that we're doing something, once I have that first meeting, I'm gonna say no, because I know that we're doing something right now. Like, you found me, you came and had this meeting with me. I know I'm worth more than what you're giving me. So I'm gonna keep building, and I'm really inspired right now. I just watched the Master P No Limit the BT thing. Oh man, he's GOAT. He's the GOAT. He really. There hasn't been no Master P since Master P. The way he changed the game and everything. This ain't no music pod, but yo, like, This guy came in with a distribution deal. I think it was like 80-20 deal. With the record label was making 20%, you were making 8. Like that was unheard of at that time, yo. And then he started just dropping like crazy, and everything was hitting, and all the movies, and like he changed. Like he was the first one to do all that. He changed the game, yo.
Yeah,
changed the game. So I've been watching that, and I'm like, because he's still running it. And then when he transitioned with Lil Romeo came in, and like I'm just like, man, I used to watch all this, but I never studied music like that. So I never knew like the intricacies, and I never knew the depths of how it went. I never knew the whole moving from. I always thought he was from New Orleans forever. You know, I didn't know he was in Richmond doing what he was doing. So, and I'm hearing that, I'm getting inspired. I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna have to start potting like I'm dropping mixtapes. Cause that's how I look at this. That's how I look at pods, Nicole. Like, think about it. If you're an artist, right? You're working on an album for like a year or 2 years. You're working on songs throughout the week and stuff like that. We drop an album every week. Every Thursday we drop an album. I mean, every Tuesday we drop an album.
Yeah, every Tuesday.
Throughout the week we making the single. Throughout the week we making the music. Throughout the week is when we're talking about it, making the music and everything like that. And then on Tuesdays, boom, show up, record, deliver the album. Now the album is out on Tuesday. Everyone's listening to the album. Boom, bring it back next week. Yeah, and it's a lot. Like, think about it. Think about if an artist did an album every week, that'll be hard.
Well, La Russell is putting music out.
They'll go back to La Russell. And that's why I would shout out to Russ too, because I just like the formula. Like at first, it took me a while to get on board with the music. I got on board when it was like the way she work. When you know I've been around, cause that's why I got the best song. Like that song was hard. He won me over with that song. I'm like, okay, I like Russ, but he got on because every week he was dropping a song. Every week. And out of like all the songs that he dropped throughout that whole year, I think like 5 of them went platinum, I think, or 5 of them charted, unless like he figured out a formula, and he's basically dropping a podcast every week. So that's the way you gotta approach it. It's like when I Conspiracy, I started doing 2 a week, and that actually helped the numbers. Like I was averaging at least over 300 plays a week, just because both episodes were doing this thing, and then next week 2 episodes doing this thing. You know, so yeah, I'm gonna go start going crazy soon. Soon as I get the right people in here to really be here all the time, every week. Oh man, I'm gonna just start recording content, and just whenever I finish editing it, it's coming out. The only thing I'm gonna be worried about is Sorry No Lo Siento, and the ones we're doing, and then okay, we lost track of everything, but it's all good because I want to end the Plática with this question that I asked you earlier, Nicole.
Okay.
We talked about morality for the last about an hour, probably, and I want to ask this because I really want to know. I just want to know your thoughts. I mean, I know we're not gonna have a for sure answer, but I'm just very curious. Like, do morals even matter? Does being a good human being matter? Like, does it really matter at the end of the day? Like, do you think it affects any type of afterlife? Do you think it affects karma just here in the present?
I'm going to say yes, because I feel the energy that you put out is what at some point I'm going to get back. I do feel that also some people who are really good have bad things happen to them, and that just doesn't make sense to me. But for myself, I feel like it does matter. At some point, you have to pay your dues for the wrongs that you've done. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow.
I guess I'll see you next lifetime.
I love that song.
I love that song. I don't think morals matter. I think we've been conditioned to believe that, we have to be a good person. Nah? I don't know.
It's hard to say.
Because
you won't know until...
Because if that was the case, the people that are at the top wouldn't be at the top. The people that have the easier life wouldn't have the easier life. That's how I look at it.
But that's just your perspective.
If you're
easier life, because you don't know what they did to get that easy life.
True.
Because it's there's a lot.
What I'm saying is, like, there's people out here that let's just say like the Bezos, right? Let's say Jeff Bezos. This is Amazon. They could have probably, destroyed every mom and pop shop, right? Destroy them all. Destroy them all. But I hate when I lose my train of thought. Oh my gosh.
Eek.
What were we talking about? Oh, morals. Not okay. So say they Amazon wipes off all the mom and pop shops, right? But they're still ascending, right? There's good things are still happening for the company. So that's what I'm saying. Like if it was really karma based, if it was you really paying for your dues, how do you get to that level of power and success and peaceful and financial freedom? How do you get to that level if morals didn't matter? Because that's how I'm looking at it. The people that are the nastiest people are the ones that are winning in life.
What?
And that's perspective as well, because winning can be different to everybody. But I mean winning as far as financial freedom, no worries, no struggles. Because I hate when people be like, well, it's not how you look at your life. As long as you have everything right now, you should be good. I get that. But money plays a big part in things. And I don't want to have headaches no more. I don't want to worry about money. I don't want to worry about I have to save to go on vacation.
You don't want monetary stresses.
I don't want limitations on what I'm trying to do. Like once money is not an issue in your mind, you're really free. In my opinion, you're financially free. So how are all these people that are evil, that are nasty, that they're free? They don't suffer no consequences. They can get away with the law. They can everything goes their way. So, but they're evil people. They're nasty people that are destroying everybody else's lives. Everything's going good for them though.
But I think that's just, again, perspective, because you don't know, like,
they
might have health issues. They might get divorced. They might lose a child. They might.
I'll take all that and be financially free. What you mean?
But but what's the point of having all of that if you're not happy, if you're alone,
I'll create the happiness.
You could buy the happiness.
I'll create the happiness.
You could
I get bored of stuff quickly. You can lie to me and say you like me for a week. I'll be over you in a week. Find the next person to say they like me for a week. I need money, Nicole. I don't care, yo. I don't care. I need to be able to say, yeah, we doing that. Yeah, let's go. I bet tomorrow, cool. Not no, let me call off of work. Oh, let me see if I can get the time off. Oh, let me see if I can request vacation. Oh, let me see if I can get my bonus today. Oh, like, that's poor people talking, yo. I'm poor, but that's nah.
But you're rich in knowledge.
Nah, miss me with that. Where's the money? I have all this knowledge. I don't have no money to show for it. Like, what's the point of having this knowledge? Nah, morality don't matter to me. I don't even think being a good human being matters, nothing like that. I think it just matters to the individual. I don't think it matters on the greater scale of things.
Do you care what people think about your morals?
No. As long as my mom loves me, that's all I care about. That's the only approval I need. My mom and my siblings, that's the only approval I need. Everybody else, they don't know me. I don't care. At the end of the day, they're going to choose them before they choose me. They're going to choose their family before they choose me. So I'm choosing me and mine before I choose anybody else. That's just the type of time I'm on now. Because everyone's on top of time. And yeah, some people say, well, just because they're acting like that, don't mean you have to act like that. Well, and then when you start being the nicer person, you get taken advantage of. You start being mad more. You're upset more because nothing's going your way, and you're mad because how come it's working out for them and I'm doing everything good and I'm a good person. God's not blessing me. And nah. Play the game, yo.
You heard it from him first.
Play the game, man. Leave the morals at the door. Come back home, put them on. Have the morals with your girl. Have the morals with your kids. Have the morals with your all your relatives. Have the morals with them. But all these strangers out there, and I'm not saying that to just be rude to everyone. I'm not saying go to the grocery store and be rude to the cashier. I'm not saying that. But if the cashier acts a certain type of way with you, morals out the door, bro. Handle. Turn up on her. Not saying in a physical way. Just get loud too. She get loud on you. Like the other day, I'm walking out the store, and the stores when they check the receipts at the door. And I've never had this happen. I'm like walking, right? And with the cart, this lady literally puts herself in front of the cart and just to stop me, just if she thought I was gonna just walk through the thing and have a bunch of items that because they look at the receipt and they check the item count to see if it matches the cart count. And but I also understand because I'm young and I know I'm getting profiled, just because people my age probably used to be stealing stuff and they're just extra careful. I get it, but then the way she's just stopped in front of me, like, and I just felt offended because like you just made this way too obvious, like way too obvious. Like, where am I gonna go? Like, so I felt away. And she was like, and as soon as she saw everything, obviously she saw the receipt, she sees the cart, everything matches, and she goes, "Thank you, have a nice day." And she smiles at me. I just look at her and I don't say nothing, just keep walking by. Because like I could be, it's okay. No, you're rude. I'm gonna be rude. I'm gonna keep walking. I'm not gonna engage. I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna go extra, but I'm not gonna say hi to you. Same thing. And then the same day, right? I go to another store, and then I did the self checkout, and I'm walking out. And I hate this. Never has happened there at the store either. And usually when you're at self checkout, the person that's at the door that's watching you walk out, they seeing you pay already. They're right there. They see you at the self checkout.
They saw you.
So I'm walking out, and they've never stopped me at the store either like this. And they're like, receipt, and I look at him like, bro, I literally like, yo, we see each other. Like, I wasn't at a register. I wasn't at a self checkout when my back was turned to him. Like, I was literally like facing him,
looking.
So I'm like, bro, you literally just saw me pay. I said that in my mind, and he's like, as soon as he realizes everything, okay, thank you, have a nice day. And I just look at him like, whatever, bro. I just kept walking, and I know they probably feel away because I don't say anything back. But it's like, bro, no, nah, morals is out the door right now. Like, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to ask for my receipt like that. And I know that's me just. Maybe I'm just overreacting too, but that's never happened there. So that's why I noticed it. I'm like, what? Like, I'm literally right here in front of you. Maybe there's people that don't scan every one of their items. I don't know. There has to be a reason why.
Maybe it's part of his job and he has to ask every single person. I don't know. I don't do that for work, so.
Nah. But nah, morals, leave them at the door, guys. Be you, turn up, F everybody, get money, get lit, then come back and get your morals.
Chris is like the little devil on your shoulder.
But I have the angel too. right now, the devil is just like, bro, money, anything, money.
You gotta hit your button.
Oh, damn. Money. Yeah. Money. Best drop. Because money is like, so you can always use money. You can apply money anywhere. I can't wait till I get to a level where it's like, man, shut up. I don't want to talk about money no more. Let's talk about our broke days again. Because when you have the money, you don't want to talk about it. When you don't have it, you want to talk about it.
That's true.
I don't know, man. All right, mija. Let's see. Let's get the vibes going. What am I gonna play now? Cause I can't top what I did. Oh, I could. I'm gonna do it like this. This is a good Spanglish song right here. We'll end it with but
transition.
Yes, sir. Si, señor. If you know, you know. Sorry, no lo siento. Let's get it. Whoa. You ain't ready? Boricua, morena, dominicana, colombiana. Boricua, morena, dominicana. Ain't no reggaeton. Ain't no reggaeton, eso es lo que quieren por más reggaeton. ¿Qué? You see my Nori, que pasó, my story always dice que when I bone shorty I slap culo y dice que una nalgada en ella grita what? Come on, yo, I still know my music.
I haven't heard that song.
Baico rum allá en Puerto Rico con Bacardi rum, and you can throw that. Yo, like. This was my favorite song at one point. I remember when I first heard this back in the day, I was like, who's this? Like, what is this? Because I'm a sucker for a female hook. And I'm a sucker for like a hip hop beat with female vocals. So just the whoa, that sold me. I was sold with just that Boricua, morena. And then now that I'm older, it's like, whoa, it's Nori. Like, Nori really had the reggaeton hit. Like, ain't no reggaeton. Get. All right, mija. I didn't want to start the show with this. I don't want to end it with it either. But I'm gonna put it right here because we still have palabra del día.
Okay.
earthquake in Mexico. Was it an earthquake or a hurricane? It was a hurricane too in Puerto Rico. Oh, that's right.
Hurricane Fiona hit Puerto Rico y la República Dominicana.
And they have all their electricity out right now, huh? I think.
Yes, which is very unfortunate.
Because they just built that bridge too, like not too long ago, right?
I'm not sure, but I just...
Because Puerto Rico just had that big hurricane, like I think 2-3 years ago. And they had just rebuilt something, and I think that got torn down again.
Yeah, I know that a bridge was torn down.
Yeah, I think it was that one. I think it was new. I'd be so tapped out of the news that the actual like, you know, like CNN type news.
Primer impacto.
Yeah, I'd be so tapped out of that stuff. So if it doesn't come up on my IG feed, then I don't see it. And I just haven't been heavy on IG like that either. But earlier this week, there was a 7.6 magnitude earthquake in Mexico, in Michoacan. Whoa. Third strong earthquake. And it was just so crazy how it was on the 19th. And then someone pointed out that there's been 3 earthquakes that have happened on the 19th.
On September 19th.
There was one on September 19th, 1985. Then September 19th, 2017. Then September 19th, 2022. Maybe September 19th is cursed. That's crazy though. Like, what are the odds?
Yeah, that it happens on that same...
The day, just different years.
Right.
Did you see anything that happened in Mexico though? Like, was it bad, a big catastrophe or not?
I saw a lot of videos where there were people walking down the street and they felt the seismic activity. There was an individual who was in a pool, like at a hotel, and the waves that were created in the pool from the earthquake, and they were like in the pool, like trying to...
That's crazy. I would have been Silver Surfer. That's wild.
But I don't know how much damage, because I don't watch the news. So if I didn't see it in the feed, I know that there was a lot of damage in Puerto Rico, and there are a lot of people saying to, donate to local
I'm good.
organizations that are, in Mexico, in Puerto Rico, don't do these like here in the US that are probably going to just take your money because these people don't have
lack morality.
Yeah, exactly.
All these corporations, all these Red Cross, they all lack morality.
They're paying themselves before they send anything over.
Yeah.
So, which is unfortunate. This is all happening during Latino, Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's so much like there's a lot of big events happening throughout the world. It's just that when you're not tapped in, like, it's crazy how they don't exist. But I read this tweet earlier. I think I retweeted it and said, there's definitely, like, by now it's obvious that we've been experiencing 22 energy this whole year.
Yeah, build or destroy.
Destroy, really.
Yeah, more destroying.
Like,
anything.
Even in my personal matrix, just from the loss of my dad,
there's been a lot of destruction.
To the way just systems too. Like we're seeing the ends of a lot of systems happening now, and new systems arising, and who knows what in 2030, who knows what 2030 holds, who knows what 2025 holds, but everything's accelerating, right? Everything's on fast forward right now.
I feel like time is going by so fast.
Time is definitely warped right now.
Yes.
It feels like that. And that's why it's so weird, like, because I always pay attention to, like, Marvel, right? Because Marvel's always dropping during times where it's like, why now? Like, why y'all giving us the multiverse right now? Why you doing Doctor Strange right now too? Like, when everyone right now is talking about multiverse thing, that we're stepping into a new dimension, the whole, what was that thing, the CERN thing that...
The CERN.
Yeah, they accelerated the thing or whatever. So I just be peeping. I think I peep game based off what these movie companies are doing. Yeah, and TV shows. You peep game of like what's coming and what type of time it is.
Yeah.
But man, prayers to Mexico. I don't think I haven't heard anything from my family members like that, so maybe it wasn't what they were at. But I mean, a 7.6 that's pretty shaky, right?
That's a good jolt right there.
What's the biggest earthquake you've ever experienced?
So when I was little, I was in the one in San Francisco,
Man.
which my mom and dad say that I was eating, and I had like a little bowl of soup, and the earthquake, because in Daly City where we grew up, you always had earthquake drills. Like, it was your parents told you, hey, if there's an earthquake, school. But I guess I had a little bowl of soup or something, and my bowl was like shaking, and I was like, who's shaking my soup? Yeah,
Man. That's
the
wild.
biggest one. Yeah, I felt earthquakes here in Sacramento, but it's not anything like.
I rather deal with an earthquake than a hurricane, tornado, blizzard, hurricane, tsunami, all day, any day.
Yeah,
any day. I think that's why Cali be so expensive the way it is sometimes too. Like, think about it. Everyone wants to come out here not only just because of the weather, but we don't deal with any of that type of stuff. Like, we barely get earthquakes, and when we do, it's like little 3 point something, 2 point something. It's just little shakes.
but they did say, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it was Yosemite. I think Yosemite felt the earthquake from Mexico because they're on a certain fault line.
Oh wow.
I could be wrong, but it was some area where there's a national park, and they felt based on the fault lines.
I wonder if all that plate tectonic stuff is true though.
I
just don't know. I don't know what to believe. To
Yeah,
and I don't say that in a way where it's just like I'm like losing sleep or I'm like mad. Like I'm open to everything. Like I hear you, but I don't know. I never been down there. I don't know what, because I see it in a book and it was taught to me in school. Don't mean it's true, bro. Like,
yeah, it's not like you're gonna go see a tectonic plate.
It's like when, like, I was hearing a pod earlier, right? And they were talking about the top secret classified stuff of the Trump stuff. I don't know what's going on with Trump. I really don't know what's going on with Trump, but I guess it's like the top secret stuff still, right? And someone was saying like, oh, you didn't see the picture, like Trump Trump had the top secret stuff, and then Charlamagne was saying, he goes, I don't think that's real, bro. Like, you think someone just has a folder that says top secret just laying on top of the table like that? And the producer was just like, yeah, man, like, why wouldn't it say top secret? You don't think he'll have something like this? And it's like, bro, you watch way too much movies. Like, that's why people like that's why it's so easy to convince the world, because you just show them anything. You say NASA said this, and it's like, okay, they're like, it's credible. Okay, we rocking with this. You know, like that. I don't like that, because it's like, man, you're so gullible, man. I'll lie to you too. I'll tell you 2 + 2 is 60, and you're gonna believe it. If I was credible, right? If I have this paper that says I'm a doctor or a mathematician or whatever, then I can BS I can BS you all day. Morals out the window.
Morals out the window.
Oh man, but prayers out to Mexico, prayers out to Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. Like, man,
yeah,
I cannot even just picture. Like, I was in Arizona with no electricity for those few hours, and I was going crazy. Like, yo, we can't charge our phone, we can't be on the internet. There's nothing going on. I could just feel for like a whole state just losing its power, yo. Like, think about that.
Structural damage,
and they're like surrounded by basically water too. It's like we still got land over here on, going to the East Coast. We have all land. Just the water's just on the West, but nah.
Yeah, it's tough.
The Matrix ain't playing this year. Okay. Latino news. So that was part of our Latino news. Okay.
Yes.
This one's more funny. Grifting for sure. Grifting at its finest, right? So the NFL is celebrating Latino Heritage Month by putting ñ on their jerseys. So now the NFL has a little tilde on it, which is cute, right? How you feel about that? You mad?
I just think I'm not mad.
Not mad, but
I'm not mad. I just think that what is for what?
Grifting.
Like what?
Grifting.
It's not like they say NFL. Like when we speak in Spanish, no, they say NFL. Like, no one says that.
Well, you can't even spell that way, right? Hispanics don't even that we do watch football. I'm lying. Chicanos watch football, not our peoples, but
But here,
People from here that are born here.
I was trying to find a commercial that the NFL had done, and I couldn't find it. Where they showed all these like made it look like they were vatos wearing the jerseys.
You're lying.
I was trying to find it because I'm like, this is how they view us. This is how they depict us. No matter if it's true or not.
That's true.
For the Heritage Month, they could have put something like in the tweet, in the photo, they do say like, we're going to highlight our employees and players and blah, blah, blah.
Basically everybody at the Ram Stadium. Like,
well, why did you have to put some Enya? Why couldn't you just make something else? Say, put a nice statement out. You know,
let me read the statement.
Read the statement.
They put out the tweet. The tweet said "por la cultura." That was already funny, right there.
Nah, fam.
And then they tweet the thing with the Enya, and then it says the league is proud to celebrate Latino Heritage Month by highlighting NFL players, coaches, and staff while partnering with the Hispanic Heritage Foundation and the Hispanic Alliance for Career Enhancement. We look forward to continuing collaborations with Latino creators, artists, and writers. We are here to amplify the voices of the Latino community and of the NFL.
To me, I don't know. They could have just their marketing, whoever does their marketing, and the colors that they used, the color scheme that they used for that looks like Taco Bell to me.
It does. I'm looking at it right now. It does look like Taco Bell.
And I'm just like, really?
And they put out a statement for the Enya. And it says, this shield so they circled the Enya, right? They put a box on the Enya, and then they basically have a little arrow pointing like the description to it. So it says, this shield integrates an unmistakable Latin flavor and is fundamental to our always on 365-day initiative. The electric brushstroke of the Enya is filled with an infectious personality that is carried out through the rest of the look and feel.
You know what I feel about that?
What?
About with the NFL doing that is ñaña. You remember when you're learning the Enya? That's not ñaña. How about that?
Ñaña fell. Ñaña fell.
It's trash. It's poop. That was just, you have all this money. And that's what you came out with.
But Nicole, now we know how, like, now they're pandering to us though. Because before it would have been a BLM statement. It would have been something. I mean, maybe because during Black History Month, they probably do that too. But we're the next ones up in line to start getting grifted off. The Latinos have broke through culture too, in a way. Like before, it was like more of like its own little world. But now, Bad Bunny crossing over, like just like pause like brown bag, like certain things is crossing over now to where we're seeing more of the Hispanics, the Latinos do the hip hop
representation.
Yeah.
There is representation, but there's still a failure of representation. And there was something being discussed regarding, Latino Heritage Month and how a lot of Hispanic and Latino characters in movies have actually been played by Caucasians. And they're like, why don't you hire a Hispanic or Latino person?
They only hire them for the vato roles, the drug dealer roles. Like that one guy that came out in Fast and the Furious, Hector. He plays the same role in every movie. He's always the drug dealer. He's the one that came out on Training Day too, when he was in the crib and he put the guy in the tub. Remember when he put the gun to him? He called the niece up to see if it was true. He's always playing the same role in every film, and he has that look. So I mean, regardless, like, I'm getting paid, so I'll do the role. But it's still like that's really how they look at us, like
here.
And they always think we're short, dark, Mexicans, and
they've put us in a box.
And then you go like, you go to certain parts of Mexico and it's blue-eyed,
blonde hair, green eyes, and it's not just Mexicans; it's Nicaraguenses, Belize. A lot of people don't even talk about Belize.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Belize is big.
El Salvador.
Nah, we good off them. I was kidding.
But that's what I'm saying. You have people who will just overlook all of these countries that are Spanish speaking.
Yeah.
And just think, and that's why you have a lot of ignorant people, I'm about to go off right now, who just think, oh, do you speak Mexican? Mexican is not a language. We speak Spanish. All of our independence, which happens to be with a lot of these countries' independence, occur in the month of September. And they freed themselves from Spain. Yeah. Hence why all these, they have their own dialects. All the countries have their own dialects.
Yeah.
But we all speak Spanish, which varies by region. Yeah. Because the Spanish that we speak isn't the same Spanish that the Spanish in Spain speak.
That's fact. That's
but
true.
It's just like wild to me that.
Well, man, we'll get into the next segment because I have a video del dia, and
cool.
Right now, what you're saying, like about speaking the Spanish and everything, they're gonna break down Hispanic versus Latino. It's amazing, but real quick, just to leave the NFL things alone, or to close out on it, I do feel like I won't be surprised if next year or in a year or two or whatever, Bad Bunny's gonna be in place of this. They're gonna go
that would be smart because whoever was in charge of their marketing for this should be fired.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if we get a Latino Super Bowl this year. Like I mean, they gave it to J-Lo, but J-Lo don't really rap like that. But they need like a Bad Bunny or a Anuel. They need a Karol G type of they need J Balvin. They need one of them to come rock out, and I think it would have made sense to have one of them last year when it was in SoFi Stadium because Latinos, run LA. But it still makes sense to have Snoop and all them because it's it's LA and regardless, people are gonna rock with it. But just you hear it here first. Cardi B, Bad Bunny. Who was a big Hispanic artist? Anuel, Al Alfa, Nicky Jams, Camilo. One of them is gonna be involved with the NFL in the next few years, or this year maybe, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Okay, so let's get into our last. No, not our last segment. I'm lying. Last segment. We always leave you guys with palabra del dia. Where is it, Nicole? Where is this at? Okay. This is video del dia. Okay, so when I'm on Instagram, sometimes I might see a video and it's like, bring it to the pod because it just correlates with the pod. And I know some people always wonder, like, what's the difference between Hispanic and Latino? How do you feel about that, Nicole? What's your thoughts? Do you think there's a difference, or how would you differentiate it if you do think it's a difference?
I think there's a difference because I think it's Latin America is one, and then Hispanic, like country taken by Spain, is another. I'm not sure though. Because every time you fill out a form, it always says Hispanic or Latino when it asks for your.
So I'm gonna play this video, and we're gonna hear this girl talk, and she breaks it down, and then we react to it and see how you feel. Because she kind of put me onto some stuff. So, all right, let me see. Ready here. Oh man, it's one of those where like, hold on. You don't have to unmute it. Yeah.
The differences between Hispanic and Latino and get into a little bit more of why we identify with our ethnicities and not a race. It's important to know that Hispanic and Latino is not an ethnic group. It is also not an ancestral group, and it is also not a race. These classifications are based off of language in countries that were colonized by Europeans. Hispanics are people who are descendants of Spanish-speaking countries. Latinos are people who are descendants of countries that were colonized by Europeans who spoke a Latin language, French, Spanish, and Portuguese. And here's some examples of what I mean. Brazilians are Latinos. They were colonized by the Portuguese and they speak Portuguese. They do not speak Spanish. Therefore, they are not Hispanic and just Latino. Haitians are also Latino. A lot of people don't know this, but technically they are because they were colonized by the French and they speak French. However, Spaniards from Spain in Europe are Hispanic because they come from a Spanish-speaking country. But they are not Latino because they were not colonized. They were the colonizers. And then everybody else, like Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, Mexicans, Chileans, Panamanians, and so on, can be Latino or Hispanic because the Spanish colonized all of those countries and they are Spanish-speaking countries. And because of the European slave trade, Africans were brought onto the islands and into the Americas. And many African and indigenous people were forced bred to create more slaves. on top of being essayed by the Europeans themselves, and even being forced into marriages with the Europeans because they didn't bring their own women with them. And this is how you get that mixed ancestry. This is why most Hispanics and Latinos are African, indigenous, and European. And because of this mixed ancestry, we were never considered a race. So we didn't identify as a race. We identified with our ethnicities. But this is also how we get white Hispanics, because the Spanish considered themselves white because they were European and light-skinned. And this is how racism has been upheld within the Latino and Hispanic communities. And those with darker skin tones understood that their ancestors were African and indigenous. However, because they don't identify with black culture here in America, they don't consider themselves black because that is not their ethnicity. It is just their skin color. And yes, there is still colorism within the Latin community. The darker you are, the worse you get treated. The lighter you are, the better you get treated. That is no secret. But it's not necessarily being about anti-black or not wanting to be black. So again, we were never seen as a single race. Therefore, trying to single us out as a single race is why people get offended. And then the other side gets offended. And honestly, it just comes down to a lack of understanding of the history and the culture.
Wow. Education right there.
That was bars, right?
That's bars. But that's why I remember I told you when I was looking at the population for the United States, it said white, Hispanic, and then it said like non-white.
Yeah.
It had all these new, and I was just like, what is this? Like I never had seen that. So she
broke it down.
Oh, the more you know.
That was so like we're actually saying it right. We are Hispanic and Latino. Like, you know how some people are like, oh, Hispanic, Latino, I don't know, but based on what she's saying, like we classify as both because we got conquered by the Latin, but we talk Spanish as well.
But that's why when you fill out a form and it asks for your race, there's only black and white or Pacific Islander, blah, blah, blah. And then other, which I usually just put other because I'm like, I don't classify as, you know, my ancestry, like on my mom's side, I know that my great, but, you know, I have ancestry on my mom's side that came from Italy to Nicaragua. And that's why my grandpa has light eyes and, you know, he's very fair skinned, but then my dad's side of the family is very like indigenous from Nicaragua with the black hair and the darker skin, you know? So, but colorism in class, and they consider that based on your color, they associate you to a certain class over there. Mm-hmm. And it's a very real problem. I would say it's a problem because I don't think that you should view people in that way, but that's how they do it. That was very educational. That was
good. And I didn't even finish the video. I didn't think it was that long. I stopped at the part when it just got to like the colonizers and Hispanic and Spanish. I didn't think she went all the way down to like Puerto Ricans. I mean, when she named all of them, I'm like, oh damn, I didn't get this far, but I like that. And that was very informative. And I'm like, why not bring it to the pod?
Yeah, that was great.
But I think it's that time of the day, good sister.
It's that time.
It's that time for Palabra del Día. Es una palabra del día.
Crispy vocals. But you are...
A little parched today. Yeah.
A little parched, yes.
A little parched today. Just wait till I really come in here and just like, Palabra del Día. And it's like, yo, I didn't know you could do that, bro. I didn't know either.
When you hit those levels.
I didn't know either. We all found out right now.
Okay.
All right. Well, it's time for Palabra del Día, our famous segment, educating y'all in different ways on Sorry, no lo siento. Okay. So last week we did this thing where I said the word and I gave you 3 different options and you picked the word. I was mad you got it right, but it's all good. It's all good.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm really hoping you don't get this one. Okay. If you get this, your Spanish is A1. I ain't gonna lie. And sometimes I feel like doing like the options, like giving you the 3 words, obviously you're able to kind of like piece it together. So I try to make it harder to where it throws you off. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, palabra del día today is solaparse.
Solaparse. Solaparse.
Now, I'm going to give you the, well, I can give you the
go
option,
ahead,
right?
go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, is it A, a solar flare, B, a canopy, or C, overlap? And if you say a word that, because like, you know, it's there's different ways to say the definition. So if you just say just a keyword, I'll give it to you.
I'm gonna say B.
Canopy.
Yes.
Final answer.
Final answer. As I've never heard this word before.
You're wrong.
Was it solar flare? Was it solar flare?
No, it was overlap.
Oh, see, never heard it. He got me, guys.
So la parce means overlap or cover up or keep secret. Yeah.
Interesting.
But it did sound like solar flare. That's why I put solar flare.
Yeah. And then I was like, no, maybe it's not solar flare. That's why I went with B. You got me. Chris is so happy
canopy,
now.
I was just like, I don't know where I came up with canopy. I was like,
well, because I said like, I don't know. I was like,
oh, solar. That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
Canopy.
Yeah, that's why. I was trying to break down the word.
Yeah. But it's overlap. Shout out to moms for that good.
Shout out to moms. Thank you. Now Chris is so happy.
I'm happy. I was salty last week. Like what? What? Because I lost the week before. I didn't know Cove.
It's okay. See, everyone's learning now.
I'm learning. Okay, mija.
Okay.
I think it's time to get out of here.
See.
What she say? Boricua,
Boricua,
Morena, Dominicano, Colombianos. Man, shout out to everyone that tapped in today. I've been tapping in every week. I mean, I've been showing love on social media. I've been sharing the reels. I've been tapping in, leaving comments, all that. We see the numbers growing. Likes is already averaging about 10 per post. I'm not mad. Small growth. No, slow motion is better than no motion, guys.
Organic growth.
Organic word of mouth growth. That's really what I pride myself too. Like a lot of times, like we're doing this dolo, Nicole. Like we're making people start liking us, not because of the guests that we have on here, not because of what we doing on here with something. Like, nah, this is us.
It's us.
It's us.
It's organic. It's real. It's us. And
I haven't paid for no ads yet. I haven't paid for no story promotions yet. And like, I'm not saying I'm against all that because I understand eventually if you want to take it to the next level, I want all eyes on this. But right now, based off how it's playing out, and we've been actually putting in work. It's not like this is happening just because it's happening. Like we actually put a lot of work behind the scenes.
We really do, yes.
And to see just it growing, like because we're on a trajectory, but it's not going super fast, high up, but it's never going backwards. It's constantly just going up and up and up.
There's
and up
elevation
and up and up. I haven't. The only time I felt like we went backwards was when I lost the mixer, but that was like little small pivots that. At the time you get mad about, but then now I'm kind of grateful because you learn to, work around a lot of the obstacles
and how to deal with it. Right.
You learn solutions. You learn from the lessons, but
at
the time you're just mad, angry. I don't want to record today, Nicole. Whatever. See you next week. Any last words before we get out of here, good sister?
Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Sorry No Lo Siento. You can follow us on TikTok at Sorry No Lo Siento. YouTube, we are on the Overly Blunt Network.
Yes, we
Make
are.
sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell your tia, tu abuela, tu mama, your coworker. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you.
Yeah, what she said. Get anybody's phone around you. Go on their podcast app. Subscribe to Sorry No Lo Siento without telling them. Just let it pop up on their screen one day. Do that for us one time.
Yes, please.
Like Nicole said, Overly Blunt TV for the YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. What am I missing? SoundCloud, Spotify, where you can peep us every Tuesday. Episodes drop 3 a.m. West Pacific time, so you get them at 6 a.m. Eastern time. And yeah, shout out to everyone tapped in, man. Que Dios me los bendiga. Ahí los miro. Adiós.